So is Amazon FBA still worth starting in 2019? In this video, I'm going to address several points you should consider before you make your final decision whether or not you sell on Amazon. And if you happen to like what you see, then please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing you should know is that every day about 3,000 people sign up as sellers on Amazon Seller Central. This is about 1 million new sellers per year, every year.
Holy heart failure!
Now, most people don't stay on for long, and in some cases never sell anything. But even if only a quarter of people actively start selling, this is still about 250,000 new sellers on a yearly basis and about 750 new competitors each day who enter the fray. So there's no doubt in my mind that the Amazon market is saturated.
Holy
Did you see
moly!
that, right? One more time.
Gravity
Right.
goes away!
However, if we take a look at this pyramid, which is a simple representation of the Amazon market, I would argue that most of the saturation is happening in the lowest tier. Which means that if you stick with it and get ungated for a couple of other categories and brands, over time you'll find that you get access to less competitive niches. The biggest problem is, however, that the market is maturing. This is a fancy way of saying that a number of big sellers with a lot of capital are dominating certain portions of the market as time goes on, much in the same way as Amazon itself is doing to the retail market at large. And unfortunately, that is not all.
You're gonna let him get away with that?
Most of you probably won't be familiar with terms like machine learning and big data, so I will explain that first. You see, the development of hardware and infrastructure has made it possible for us to run advanced algorithms which can very quickly analyze historical data and predict future events based on said data. Now Amazon has its own machine learning system, which I believe they call Flywheel. And to give you a practical example of what this does, have you ever noticed that only a few hours after a retailer like Walmart has lowered their pricing, that Amazon soon follows? Now let me ask you another question. Do you think that there is an actual human managing this activity?
What's the point?
Now don't worry, there's still a way to beat the machines. But for how long? I can't say, as this machine learning thing is growing by leaps and bounds. But before I get into what that way is, you should know that there are 3 methods of selling products on Amazon.
This guy peed on it.
Donnie, please.
The most well-known at this time is private label. With private label, you actually focus more on building a brand, and it's much less about the product than you might think. And although everyone is praising it into high heaven, I would only recommend that you start with this if you can say yes to all 3 of the following questions. Number 1, do you have at least $10,000 to burn? So can you stand to lose this money? Number 2, do you have intimate knowledge of the Amazon system? So can you do PPC campaigns, generate reports, stuff like that? Number 3, do you have solid digital marketing skills? So do Facebook ads, Google ads, social media like Facebook, all that stuff. If that holds no secrets to you, then it's safe to start with private label. Now next to that, you have wholesale. This is a bit of a hybrid between private label and arbitrage, as you need the digital marketing skills you would need to build a brand for the private label, but instead you focus it on selling an existing branded product like you would with arbitrage. To anyone who is getting started, however, I would advise to start with arbitrage. You can start with any capital you have access to. You don't need the digital marketing skills, although it would be nice to have. And the knowledge about the Amazon system is something you can pick up as you go along. Now it still isn't easy, but at least you have a chance of making it.
By the power of Grayskull!
Now most people start their Amazon journey by immediately looking for loopholes. They sign up for buy lists and software subscriptions or anything else that promises an easy solution, and that is a mistake. I know because I have made the same mistakes and barely made it out financially. Another reason why software doesn't really work is because of this machine learning thing I mentioned earlier. Tying into that concept, Amazon has a much better automated system for analyzing their competition and checking out pricing than any of these third-party services that rely on automated programs to search for deals. On top of that, I would argue that the software misses a lot of deals. You spend a lot of time tweaking it, and when the results come in, you basically have to go through everything yourself anyway, and more likely than not are deleting a lot of mismatches. So when I figured this out, I stopped with all of these automated things and went to work with nothing more than a computer and the greatest sourcing tool that was ever invented. A truly sophisticated piece of software which is programmed to recognize and analyze patterns at an incredible speed. The human brain.
It's alive!
Now I won't lie to you. In the beginning, it's hard and, to be quite honest, very boring and repetitive work. But at some point you'll get the hang of it and you will find great deals working only a couple of hours a day, which most software to this day still misses, giving you a competitive edge. And this is how you make money on Amazon in 2019, 2020 and beyond. Leave the beaten path, don't subscribe or sign up to anything that promise to magically get you results while you watch Netflix series and click a few buttons. Because for the time being, the human brain can still beat the software. And if you're interested in learning this no-nonsense method of selling on Amazon, then please have a look at the links in the description down below. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please like the video, leave a few comments and subscribe to our channel. In the description down below, you'll find several links, including a link to our free Facebook group, where we help people, again, for free. And I hope I'll catch you in the next video.